Some images are so powerful they rewrite the rules of an entire art form. We think we understand them, but their influence operates in the shadows, shaping our perception in ways we rarely notice. What if the most iconic images in film history were designed not just to be seen, but to conceal something far more profound? Number 5. The invention of darkness. Before The Godfather, Hollywood lighting was often bright, even, and revealing. It was meant to show everything. But cinematographer Gordon Willis had a different idea. He plunged his sets into deep, almost impenetrable shadows. Executives were terrified. They claimed they couldn't see the actors' eyes. But that was the point. The darkness wasn't an absence of light. It was a presence. It was a visual metaphor for the secrets, the moral ambiguity, and the hidden violence of the Corleone family. Willis didn't just light the characters, he lit the space between them, creating a world where power is what you cannot see. He taught filmmakers that what is hidden from the audience can be more powerful than what is shown. Number 4. The color of memory. Watch The Godfather Part 2 and you'll notice a distinct visual split. Michael's story in the 1950s is cold, sterile, almost metallic in its palette. The tones are desaturated, reflecting a world drained of warmth and life. But when the film cuts back to a young Vito Corleone in the early 20th century, the screen floods with a golden, sepia-toned warmth. This wasn't just a filter, it was a psychological device. Willis and Coppola used color to code the very soul of the narrative. Vito's world, despite its poverty and violence, feels nostalgic and alive, a romanticized past. Michael's world is a modern prison of his own making. The reveal is that the film's color palette isn't about time period, it's about emotional temperature. It's the visual language of a paradise lost. Number 3. Top-down lighting and the burden of power. How do you visually represent the weight of power? Willis found the answer directly overhead. He pioneered the use of top-down lighting, a technique where a single light source hangs directly above a character, casting their eyes into deep shadow. Look at Marlon Brando as Don Corleone. We rarely see his eyes clearly. This makes him seem unknowable, ancient, a figure of immense and terrible authority. The light illuminates the top of his head and his shoulders as if anointing him, but also burdening him. The technique transforms a man into a monument. Later, filmmakers would adopt this to signify characters wrestling with immense moral or hierarchical weight, turning a simple lighting choice into a symbol for the corrupting nature of absolute control. Number 2. The window as a barrier. In the Godfather films, windows are rarely just windows. They are frames within the frame, separating characters from the world they control or the life they can no longer access. When Michael stands inside, looking out at Kay playing with their children, the window is a transparent wall. He can see the idyllic family life he claims to be protecting, but he is fundamentally and permanently outside of it. The glass reflects his own isolated image back at him. Willis used these compositions to trap his characters. They are masters of their domain, but prisoners within it. This visual motif shows that the true cost of power isn't a battle fought outside, but an isolation that grows from within, turning every window into the bars of a cage. Number 1. The underexposed close-up. A close-up is meant to create intimacy, to let us into a character's soul. Gordon Willis subverted this completely. He intentionally underexposed his film, particularly during intense close-ups. When Michael Corleone solidifies his power at the end of the first film, the camera pushes in on his face, but instead of revealing his inner thoughts, the shadows deepen. His eyes, the traditional windows to the soul, become black voids. We are closer to him than ever, yet he has never been more distant, more alien. This was the ultimate twist. Willis used the camera's most intimate tool not to reveal but to obscure. He showed us that as a person gains absolute power, their humanity doesn't just fade, it is deliberately and chillingly extinguished. The language of cinema was never the same. The Godfather films didn't just tell a story, they created a visual code, a new way of seeing power, corruption, and tragedy. The techniques Gordon Willis pioneered became so ingrained in our visual culture that we often forget they were once revolutionary. The truth isn't always in the light. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, waiting in the darkness for us to look closer.